overcrowded animal shelters across the valley are bracing for an influx of pets next week to come in.
Yeah, because the day after the 4th of July tends to be one of the busiest, with lots of strays brought in, pets who may run off because they're scared from the sounds of fireworks. And this comes as many of those shelters are already overcrowded. So Whitney is here to explain how things got so bad and why.
Yeah, it's really been about a year that they've been facing some of these overcapacity issues. It's not just one problem, but a lot of problems that sort of created this perfect storm at shelters all across the valley. So this week I went to 3 of the biggest shelters, including the Arizona Humane Society, the Arizona Animal Welfare League. And this hour we're focusing on the West Shelter at Maricopa County Animal Care and Control. The shelter has been struggling with capacity issues for about a year, as so many have across the country. Right now it has about 780 dogs. The limit really usually is around 640. It's a busy time of year, the warmer months, but also something shelters, as we've been talking about, are all experiencing. The county says it's not just one reason, but a number of problems sort of compounding right now. When strays are brought in, they often don't have collars or microchips, so it's hard for the shelter to get in contact or even start to find the pet's owners. It's taking longer for dogs to get adopted, and most animals that get brought in are not spayed and neutered. Pet owners may have skipped appointments going back to really the start of the COVID-19 pandemic years ago.
After the pandemic, a lot of people maybe skipped out on that appointment to get their pet altered, and now those pandemic puppies are having their own puppies and so on. We went from having an average length of stay of 9 days to now 17 days.
Yeah, so again, the dogs are staying on the adoption floor a lot longer right now. Starting next week, MCACC will be doing an adoption special. So from July 3rd to the 31st, there's going to be free adoptions for dogs 6 months or older. It's an Empty the Shelters event made possible through the Bissell Pet Foundation. So one thing that the county does offer is these diversion navigators. So say you have a pet and you're really trying to make ends meet, you can't afford to pay for their care. You can go in and talk to a person who can help you find some of those resources one-on-one. And there are resources available. We're going to put all these links on the Scene on TV tab, but maybe you need some housing resources. Maybe you need to find a place to rent that will allow you to have pets. That's also available. And if you need to get your pets spayed and neutered, also that can be expensive for people and kind of cost prohibitive. The Arizona Animal Defense League does offer low-cost spay and neuter clinics. This will also be on our website. So again, Scott and Tess, it's just one of those things that it's kind of, like I mentioned, the sort of perfect storm of issues that's all compounded, creating overcapacity issues. Maybe consider fostering if you can, if you have the space, because that really helps shelters as well.
We know they're doing all they can, but they need help. Thank you so much, Whitney, for explaining that. Yep.